I was at a NDAA conference in 2011, and I got introduced to the concept of a courthouse dog. Many people don't know what that is. Everybody in Stafford knows what it is. Service dogs are trained to help people with disabilities, to help veterans that have disabilities, to help the blind and the deaf. But what they found out is some dogs were very well suited just to be a comfort to individuals that have experienced trauma. And so about 20 years ago, they started training dogs specifically to be a comfort for victims of trauma. And that led the criminal justice system to realize or to accept the fact that we have a lot of victims of trauma that come through the criminal justice system. Their entry into the criminal justice system is all about trauma. And what the criminal justice system asks them to do is to come to court and speak to a stranger about it, even before court, to talk to an investigator, to talk to a prosecutor, to relate the story time and time again. And we ask a lot of that victim, and it's never easy on them. And so we're always looking for ways to help that victim get through that process. And here we've been able to marry up that idea of a comfort animal that helps victims of trauma with the criminal justice system. And we call it our courthouse dog. And the first thing I did when I became the elected Commonwealth attorney in Stafford County, our county applied for a courthouse dog. We were the first jurisdiction in Virginia to have a courthouse dog. We have Con, a specially trained dog whose job is to help victims of crime be comforted as they go through the criminal justice system. And he's in our office. He's available every day. We have prosecutors every day that are meeting with victims, that are meeting with witnesses. Many times those witnesses and those victims have experienced trauma. And what we found is having a dog that's trained for comfort to be there, it makes a huge difference for that victim. When you see a child who has to come in front of a strange looking man in a suit and answer questions about what happened, when you introduce a comfort dog, a service dog, into that situation, that child relaxes, that child has an outlet for that tension and that nervousness, and it makes the child or enables the child to be able to tell their story. The first part of it is having Con available when we have those interviews. When a child has to be interviewed at the CAC, the Child Advocacy Center, Con is there. When the child is interviewed by the detective, Con is called and Con is there. When the child or the victim or the witness comes to the prosecutor's office to talk about the case, to get ready for court, Con is there. And we've even taken a step further, and Con has actually gone into the courtroom. Some victims, children especially, but some of our domestic violence victims as well, they need that comforting, that comfort animal. They need Con to be able to more easily get through their job, which is to be a witness in the courtroom and answer questions. And we have actually had Con come into the courtroom and be with the victim or be with the witness as they testify. I think it's the most successful program that we have instituted in our county for victims, and we're the first ones to do it. And the reason that we have that program is because I'm a member of NDAA, because I got exposed to it. The prosecutors in Washington State had this brilliant idea. They introduced it into the National District Attorneys Association. I went to a meeting, I saw it, and I said, that's what we need to do for victims. Those are the great ideas that come out of NDAA, and I think that's how every citizen in my county benefits from having me on that board.